This psychopath girl challenged Dakota, but it didn't end well for her.
You asked me before the same question, what's next? I'm the kind of person I take every day as it comes. I don't know, I can't answer that. I'm taking everything as it's come.
Yeah, no, I feel like I want to get as much experience as I can at this point. You know, this is only the start of my journey with VFL, so the more experience I can get in this environment, and then obviously going into next year, I'd like to go into some kind of tournament and experience that, and yeah, just keep it moving. I'm happy with how it's going.
You are watching Boxing Planet, and in this video, we will talk about one of the most highly anticipated matchups in women's MMA, Dakota Ditcheva versus Malin Hermansson. Two powerful fighters with different styles, clashing in a moment that had fans across the world on edge. Stay tuned for all the explosive details. The clash between Dakota Ditcheva and Malin Hermansson was one of the most intense and anticipated fights in women's MMA. Both fighters came into the bout with solid reputations, Dakota with her undefeated streak and striking background, and Malin known for her toughness and relentless spirit. From the moment the fight began, Dakota Ditcheva came out sharp and focused. Known for her elite striking and Muay Thai pedigree, most fans expected her to keep the fight standing. But what surprised many was her decision to take the fight to the ground, and how flawlessly she executed it. Hermansson tried to keep the pace and show her toughness early on, but Dakota's pressure was overwhelming. She landed clean strikes on the feet, keeping Malin guessing and unable to find her rhythm. But rather than going for a classic TKO as she had done in previous fights, Dakota displayed a new dimension of her game, her grappling. At around the 3-minute mark of the first round, Dakota initiated a clinch and swiftly transitioned the fight to the ground. Once there, she advanced position smoothly, demonstrating control and patience. Within seconds, she secured Hermansson's back and locked in a deep rear naked choke. Despite Malin's effort to resist, the choke was tight and technically perfect. At 3:52 of round 1, Malin Hermansson was forced to tap. The crowd erupted as Dakota stood up, victorious yet calm, showing the poise of a veteran. The submission was a statement. Not only could she strike with the best, but she could also finish fights on the ground. It was her first professional win by submission, and it added a new layer to her growing reputation as a complete mixed martial artist. This fight was important in more ways than one. It proved that Dakota Ditcheva is not a one-dimensional fighter. Up until that point, most of her wins had come via striking, highlight reel knockouts that earned her fame and fear in equal measure. But now, she had shown the MMA world that she's just as dangerous on the mat. That evolution is what separates good fighters from future champions. For Malin Hermansson, it was a tough outing, but she displayed grit by stepping into the cage with such a dangerous opponent. She entered the fight with confidence and preparation, but Dakota's speed, skill, and adaptability proved to be too much. In just under 4 minutes, Dakota Ditcheva delivered a performance that shocked even her longtime fans. It wasn't just about winning, it was about how she won. With this win, Dakota moved one step closer to the top of the women's division, and the world took notice.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.
Now check out some more brutal knockouts from Dakota. This was during the United Kingdom Championship on November 27th, 2021, where Dakota faced Patricia Borges. At the time, Dakota was already building a strong reputation with her relentless drive and sharp skills. Fans were beginning to see the potential of a future star, and this fight became another step in her rising career. Round 1, the opening bell rang, and Dakota Ditcheva wasted no time establishing her dominance. She immediately took command of the center of the cage, moving with a light-footed but aggressive style that put Patricia Borges on the defensive from the start. Ditcheva's early strikes were used to gauge distance, with quick, snapping jabs that kept Borges at bay and allowed Ditcheva to read her reactions.
Her last win, she's basically saying nobody wants to fight. She fought the same girl that she'd beaten before, really tough Kerry Isom, and you know, he's not exactly a cuter fighter. Hence,
within the first minute, Ditcheva's striking proved to be a major factor. She seamlessly chained together crisp jabs and hard-hitting low kicks that disrupted Borges' movement and kept her from finding her rhythm. Every time Borges attempted to step forward, she was met with a sharp, intercepting strike that forced her to retreat. Ditcheva's confidence grew with each successful exchange, and her precision was evident as she pressed forward. Around the 1-minute mark, Ditcheva landed a clean 1-2 combination that sent a clear message. The punches landed flush, visibly shaking Borges and pushing her back towards the cage. Ditcheva followed up with a powerful right hand, successfully pinning her opponent against the fence and taking away any escape routes. With Borges trapped, Ditcheva began to unleash a relentless series of combinations, targeting the head and body. As the round progressed, Ditcheva's pressure became overwhelming. Midway through the round, she landed another big right hand that stunned Borges, who instinctively covered up to protect herself.
Ditcheva as well is that team she's with now, Manchester top team, because she has one of the most perfect role models. Oh, heel hook potential.
Heel hook. She needs to roll to her left. She's just not got a good control of her hips at the moment, so that's what's going to...
Seeing the opportunity, Ditcheva transitioned into a close quarters assault. She began digging in with short, compact punches and uppercuts, forcing Borges to clinch in an attempt to slow the attack. The end came with just over a minute remaining in the round. Ditcheva kept Borges pinned against the cage and began to unleash a barrage of elbows. The first few landed with devastating effect, and as Borges' defenses faltered, Ditcheva relentlessly followed up with a series of quick, slicing elbows. The referee, recognizing Borges was no longer intelligently defending herself, stepped in and waved off the fight at 3:58 of the first round, awarding Ditcheva the victory by TKO. The win was a powerful statement from Dakota Ditcheva, highlighting her precision, composure, and devastating striking ability. It was a perfect display of her Muay Thai background and a showcase of the talent that would soon propel her to greater heights. Dakota Ditcheva continues to rise as one of the most exciting names in combat sports today. Known for her explosive power, pinpoint accuracy, and relentless fighting style, she has built an undefeated record that speaks for itself. Every time she steps into the spotlight, she delivers performances that leave fans and opponents in awe. Her ability to adapt, control the pace, and finish fights in dominant fashion has made her a standout in the sport. With each win, her reputation only grows stronger. What a performance by Dakota Ditcheva. She once again proved why she's one of the most dangerous and dominant fighters in the game today. Every fight she steps into becomes a statement: power, precision, and pure confidence. It's clear that no challenge is too big for her, and every opponent who underestimates her ends up learning that the hard way. If you enjoyed watching Dakota destroy her rivals, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more insane fight stories, and turn on the notifications so you never miss what Dakota does next inside the cage.
What am I going to do in the next 16 years? What's the best thing I can do? Get ready to meet God.